Alright, going to do an overview of how the new forms, the Excel KW forms, which are free to you guys, how that all works. First thing I'm going to do is go to my internet browser and then go to kwforms.com. What I'm going to do is download the form packets, so that way I don't have to download them again until a new update would come forward. All you would do is go to, I'm going to use the Excel listing packet as an example, but you would download this file right here and these three as well. So you got a listing packet for residential, listing sold, buyer sold, purchase, both-sided purchase agreement. So you would use them accordingly to what the scenario is that you are working with. So you'd click on this, and it'll bring you to the login page, and then type in your ID and your password. If you forgot it, just go down here, forgot your password. And once you log in, it brings you right to the file. And then what you would do is hover your mouse over this, right-click, save the target as, and then save it to your desktop. So you'll save the 2010 residential listing packet right to your desktop. And I'm not going to save it, I've already got it on there. And I will close that down. And here's where it's at. I would double click to open up that file. And it will open it up. And all I have to do is, I've got a cover page, is fill out my cover page. All of the forms are down here on the bottom. You can scroll using this bar right here to the forms. If you right click over this bar, you can jump to a form. I can go right to the exclusive listing contract, and there's 3 tabs for the 3 pages of that contract. But let's go back right to the cover page and let's fill this thing out real quick. So listing agent, 123 Drive Northwest, Rochester, Minnesota, 901, Olmsted County, Jane Seller, 507-202-2221. Jim Seller is my seller name. If I have a co-lister, I'll put that on here. If I don't know the information here yet, we're going to fill it out when we sit down. I can just leave it blank. But if I do know what it is, I can put it in here. Expiration date, listing price $165, 6% listing, no transaction fee. I could type in my legal description. And then also my Flex MLS and Northstar IDs. I will not have this right off the bat, but once you get the listing, you will get these numbers, and it'll be nice to put this into the system, because what you're actually going to do is you would do a file. Once you get the information in here, go save as. We're going to actually save this as a separate file on its own, and in your documents, create a folder, click on new folder, and call it active listings. So you would just go active listings, and I'm going to put an extra space in there. I've already got a folder called that, and then I would save my file as the property address or the buyer or seller, or the seller's name if you prefer. And I've already got it saved in there. I'll just save over the top of that one. So I would save it as that, and then it takes just a second to save it. It's a pretty large file, so give it a second. Once that mouse will stop spinning, we'll be good to go here. Okay, now it's saved. Now if I go into my forms, everything is populated in here, and I can print this whole packet off. I can go to every single form, and anything that's on the cover page will come over to the forms. There are going to be some fields that you would actually have to fill in. Most of it is just them signing stuff here, and their names populate right where they need to sign as well. Affiliated business, all of the forms are in here for you. So simply all you would do is go up here, print, and it will default to active sheets. You want to say print entire workbook. So you would click on entire workbook and it would print all of those tabs off. Let's say you didn't want to print all the tabs, you just wanted to print the exclusive listing contract. All you do for that is you go to the exclusive listing contract, click on the first page, hold your control key down, select page 2, and then select page 3. Now those 3 are the active sheets in this file. Now if I go File, Print, Active Sheets, hit OK, it will just print those 3. And that's all you'll have to do to print off a single form from the system. So anytime you need to print off a single form, I would recommend using the packet itself, input the information here, and then just go to the form that you need. If I just need the CMAR form, I would go to here and print that off since it's a one-page form. Alright, the property info, all the information from the cover sheet will populate over here. The rest, I would just go through here, and if it is a minimal selection, there will be a drop-down list. If it's a wide open selection where there could be multiple different answers, there won't be a drop-down. buyer's agent, yes, commission, like this. This could be 1, 2, 3. This could be any number possible. And we're going to put a 3 in there based on the net. You just tab right on through, going in all these fields. Anything in red with the black dot is required, and you'd simply fill that out. What's nice with this, Realtor.com, sometimes you're not sure what goes in there. Hit the drop down, you see exactly what can go in there. Property type, what are they asking for? Hit the drop down menu, and now you know exactly what they're looking for. Tab on through. These are interactive. I can check these, IDX, all that information. North Star info, fill that all in. My miscellaneous, this is nice. This is all interactive. I simply click on these. Anything with a black dot. One quick tip is sometimes with Excel 07, those black dots will be off a little bit. Just hit your minus and then plus button. It'll realign them. Anything with a black dot is a required field, and it also has the red text in there. You'd fill that out. The room grid, very nice. You've got your room name with a drop-down list to all the fields that you can select. So I'm going to go with family room, and that is on the main level. I put in the width, the room remarks, go down here, do my, it's all in alphabetical order, and put those in. Want the kitchen, I go down to kitchen, put that in, that's on the main, and fill that out accordingly. And then I would just basically print this thing off. Another thing too with printing, let's say you want to print the entire packet, but you don't want to print the checklist for the client. You don't want to print the MLS change form for the client. If you go here, select all sheets, now everything is selected, so basically if I went file print active sheets, it would print the entire workbook. But if I hold my control key down, I can deselect those two. As you can see, they are no longer, oops, apologize there. Those are no longer highlighted. Now if I went file print active sheets, it would print everything but those two. So that is a way you would print the entire packet without printing these first two forms. Let's say you need to add a form. This bar scrolls through the forms. This one fast forwards all the way to the end, and that's the last page into the packet. But there are also tabs sitting over here, but they're hidden. And these are the additional forms that are not required, but you may need them. And if you want to add one of those forms, you just right click anywhere on this menu down here, and this is in Excel 07, you hit unhide. In Excel 03 or prior to, you would go up to your menu. It's a different menu. There's an option up there that says format. Then you'd go down to sheets, and then you'd say unhide. And once you hit the unhide, it pops up all those extra forms that are not required but you may need, and a bunch of amendments and addendums in there as well. So we needed the short sale contingent, short sale notice to seller form. We're going to add that in. Boom, populate. All the information again will come over from that cover page, and I can simply print this thing off. All their information's in here as well, just waiting for their signatures right there and them dating that. So that is how the forms system works. If you ever select multiple sheets and then try to type in a form, it will come up with an error message. What you need to do in that case is right click, and anytime you're typing in a form you can only have one tab selected, so just say ungroup sheets and it will release all those other tabs, and that way you can type in this information. And what's nice about these MLS numbers, if you ever do an MLS change to this listing, you go to MLS change form, all that information populates for you. All you do is go down here, yep, we're dropping this bad boy to 160, file print, and turn it in. I don't have to fill this thing out every single time I make a change to this form. And you can see the print preview, how that would print off. So that is the overview on how these work. Hopefully everybody in the office is now using these. It allows for a lot less mistakes and errors on the contracts, and it makes it look a lot more professional when you're sitting down with your clients. If you have any questions, just email me, calvinmorgan@kw.com.